From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the afternoon news for November 10th, 2025. These are the stories we are covering at this hour. The Supreme Court on Monday rejected a call to overturn its landmark decision that legalized same-sex marriage nationwide. The justices, without comment, turned away an appeal from Kim Davis, the former Kentucky court clerk, who refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples after the High Court's 2015 ruling in Obergefell v. Hodges. Davis had been trying to get the court to overturn a lower court order for her to pay $360,000 in damages and attorney's fees to a couple denied a marriage license. Her lawyers repeatedly invoked the words of Justice Clarence Thomas, who alone among the 9 justices has called for erasing the same-sex marriage ruling. In other news, the Trump administration returned to the United States Supreme Court on Monday in a push to keep full payments in the SNAP federal food aid program frozen. The request is the latest in a flurry of legal activity over how a program that helps buy groceries for 42 million Americans should proceed during the U.S. government shutdown. Lower courts have ruled that the government must keep full payments flowing, and the Supreme Court asked the administration to respond after an appeals court ruled against it late Sunday. States administering SNAP payments could continue to face uncertainty over whether they can and should provide monthly benefits during the ongoing legal battles. How can the EU, Latin America, and Caribbean address Trump's extrajudicial executions? Well, that's a good question. Representatives of European, Latin American, and Caribbean nations are meeting in Colombia to strengthen ties. A key point of discussion is how to handle U.S. military airstrikes on boats that it says are carrying drugs and have killed at least 75 people so far. Colombian President Gustavo Petro, who has called the deaths extrajudicial executions, said he wants the summit of the community of Latin American and Caribbean states and the European Union to be a beacon of light amidst the barbarity. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva said he would attend even as Brazil hosts the COP30 climate conference to urge Latin American nations to stand together to prevent conflict. He said last week that he spoke with Trump about Venezuela. "I told Trump that Latin America is a region of peace," Lula said. And Speaker Mike Johnson has called the United States House back into Washington, D.C. to return to session. Mike Johnson said that with the government shutdown near an end, he's calling on lawmakers to begin right now returning to the Hill. "It appears to us this morning that our long national nightmare is coming to an end, and we're grateful for that," Johnson said Monday. Oh, Mike, are you resigning? Oh, no. Johnson said he's hoping senators can fast-track a final vote to open the government through January 30th. He says that as soon as the Senate completes its final vote, he'll give notice for a House vote 36 hours later. But in the meantime, lawmakers should not wait on returning to Washington, given possible travel delay. That's the news at this hour. If you are watching our news videos on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, Roku, and Alexa. If you live in the Meadville area, please stop by the Special Olympics table at the grocery entrance at the Walmart on Conneaut Lake Road. All donations they receive go directly to Meadville's Special Olympics programs. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.